Hello everyone, my name's Kelly and welcome to my channel. If you are enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about counselling service that we provide in one of my businesses. So I'm a counsellor and I trained in person-centred therapy, which is the Carl Rogers model. And I qualified in 2011. Yeah, 2011. And so I work with women who are experiencing abusive relationships, narcissism, grief and loss. And I do work with men as well, but I aim my services at women. Grief and loss is such a big subject. It covers all kinds of different types of loss. So it's not just death. There's also like the end of relationships and the end of careers and things like that, which you might not consider as a loss, but it can have a profound impact on your emotional well-being. And sometimes it's just, women just need some space away from the day-to-day to just talk about whatever they need to talk about and process it. And, you often think of people who are, suffering from a loss, like in grief, like when someone's died, that they'll be really upset about it, but that's not always the case. So they might have had a really complicated relationship with the person who's died, and so they might be feeling more than grief. It might be anger, it could be resentment, it could be like all kinds of different emotions mashed up into one, and they're trying to process how they're feeling because it wasn't the most positive relationship. So the grief isn't straightforward. Obviously every situation's different, and then when it comes to like relationships, there can be all kinds of problems in relationships that women have. It could be their relationship with a parent, a sibling, their children, or it could be their other, like a partner, like a marriage or that kind of relationship with the opposite sex or the same sex if they are same sex attracted. And so we provide person-centred counselling. It's usually short-term, but some people do need longer-term support, so we provide that as well. I'm seeing a lot of clients who just want one session and then that's all they need, which is lovely to see, that they just come for one session and then the penny drops and that's them on their way. And of course, it's much easier to talk to someone who you don't know, you've not met before, about issues that you have in your life, because like you can say whatever you want and you're never ever going to have to talk with them again, like if you don't want to. Not that I'm saying that it's good to discard your counsellor, because I don't judge. People behave in different ways because of a need that they have. And like sometimes people think of people as good and evil, and I don't think that's the case. There's just people with different behaviours because they have needs and desires and motivations and different agendas and stuff. Although some of the behaviour that you see in the world it does look like it is evil. Yeah. So it's not just me that provides the counselling. I have a team and we can provide a low cost service for those that need a lower cost. But that wouldn't be working with me. It would be working with one of my team who are really great. Can't fault my team. They're just wonderful. Really support clients, and both of my team have been here for quite a while now. So yeah, it works really well. And what else? Yeah, so when you come for counselling here, sometimes it can be quite frightening to feel like you're opening up. But you don't have to tell the counsellor everything on the first session. I think it helps to build a relationship with your counsellor and to get to know them a little bit and maybe tell them a little bit. And often it comes to like session 6 and then they'll drop this big bombshell that they've never told anyone before, or they wait until the end of the session and then they drop something and then it's like time to go, because it's a big risk to share whatever it is that they need to share. So it's our job as counsellors to not find answers, not to give advice, but to facilitate and guide the client to a point where they are able to feel better and continue without the support. So I would see it as a failure if a client was coming to me for counselling for years and years and years. That is not the point of counselling. The point of counselling is to get them to a place where they're feeling good enough that they can go and get support from elsewhere, like I don't know, an activity that they like to do or whatever that looks like for them. Yes, so it's all about the relationship in the counselling room, and it's not necessarily about the qualifications that the counsellor has, although I would say it is a bit of education in there as well. So for example, if a client comes to me and talks about anxiety, I will suggest some ways of helping them to reduce that anxiety, or I will talk about fight and flight and why they're feeling that way and why that emotion developed, because all of our emotions are needed and are helpful. They're there for a reason. What I mean by that is they're there for a reason. They're not just there to make you feel bad. They're there to send you a message. And maybe it's about reframing how the client is thinking about a certain situation, because not everything you tell yourself is true. Sometimes your brain tells you lies, but your brain believes what you tell it. So maybe it's about altering the way you think about something, or it could be just identifying the reasons why something's coming up at a certain point, and then knowing and predicting when that's going to happen so that you can put stuff in place to help you to not escalate to the point where you can't deal with whatever's happening in the moment because you're in too much of a panic. You know, that fight or flight response is useful when you're being chased by, I don't know, tiger or whatever you would be chased by in the past. But I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody who is chased by tigers every day. So you get filled with adrenaline so that you can run away or fight. I wouldn't advise fighting a tiger, but though that's the reason, you get filled with adrenaline so you can deal with the situation. But the situations that we find ourselves in modern times just aren't. We don't need that energy, so we're full of energy, but we haven't got anywhere to go with it. So that's one of the things you can do is exercise. One of the things you can do is breathing or meditation, and think about your 5 senses and identify something you can see, something you can hear, something you can taste, something you can touch, and something you can smell, and that helps to bring you back to where you are. That's telling yourself that you're not in the situation where you're being chased by a tiger, and you can focus on the thing that you're actually doing in that moment, in that time. So that is one thing that can help. And as well as counselling, I also have some guided meditations as well. And I've got a free one at the moment, which is on offer to help people with anxiety. So if you're feeling quite anxious and you don't know why, or maybe you do know why, but a guided meditation would help, then I'm going to put the link in the comments so that you can get your free version of your free digital download. Lord, no, it's not a digital download, it's a link to an audio recording, and it's of water. So you can get that for free if you would like it. I'm going to end the video there, but if you would like to know more about that counselling service, I will put a link in the description so that you can get the meditation, or you can contact me for more information about counselling if you would like to access that service. We do in person but also online sessions, so you can be anywhere. And we hold the sessions on a platform which is designed for this service, so it's totally confidential.